Okay, but let's do it. Hello, it is I, Dr. Brian Oregon 111, and welcome back to Nova Arcana. Last time, we went through this area, the Lonely Dark, I believe is the name of it, and we were successful in that we managed to get a music disc and an emerald. But I did not even see a sign for the next area, although we saw it looked like another area. And I haven't found intersection 4, and I really want to find intersection 4. So that's going to be my goal for today. Off camera, I did some upgrades to armor. I combined some boots, and I made a new diamond sword because the sword we had been using was breaking, and so I just enchanted this one and got a pretty good enchant on the first try. And I'm going to try using the Omega Ripper as a bow replacement. It'll do a ton of damage, although it won't fire nearly as fast as a bow. But this sword did have knockback too, which I'm not super fond of, but if I need to keep enemies off me, I can use that to keep enemies off me. Another thing I did off camera is basically this area kind of went around and then back and then to the right and then further down to the castle and then further over to the right, we could see another area. So I wanted to just try to make a easier way to get there. So I just did a bunch of digging over in the direction of where I think intersection 4 is eventually going to be and where we saw some other stuff. And this is the fruits of my labor. So I dug over here, and then I thought that might be fire enough to get out somewhere. And so I dug over this way, and there's a brick in the way over here, but basically I peeked out kind of further down this tunnel to see where I was, and then decided I needed to go this way. And so I came out here and managed to get to here, where we can definitely see things and stuff, like all kinds of things and stuff. And I've not even like stepped out here, which I totally need to. Let's make sure we put like some bricks here to make it obvious where the hole is. But there's like a giant spider web on the ceiling. There's some kind of red castle-y area that looks kind of similar to the castle area that we just did. There's possibly falling off into the void again over there that I can't quite see. Guess those are most of the things, but then there's also this path. And so that path is the thing that has me the most interested, because that path looks like it's going somewhere and maybe coming from somewhere. Where is said skeleton? Did he fall from somewhere? I'm not sure where he was. So I want to try to make it over to that path, I think, because I feel like that path might lead to or from an intersection. And I don't necessarily know a good way to do it. I think we'll start... Oh, I didn't bring a shovel. That would have been nice. I was going to say start with some digging. It's been a real pain to dig through, though, because there's a lot of gravel. Oh, did I just see a spawner lighting up? I think I might have. I thought I saw something over here for just a moment. Maybe it was just light through the cobwebs that gives kind of a glimmering look that looks kind of like spawner particles. There's the skeleton. All right, let's try this out. I don't think I've ever killed a mob with a trident before. Or if I have, I've just forgotten about it. Okay, but it's 2 hits to kill a skeleton, for example, which is not bad. There are lots of spider webs along this edge. I want to be there. I think I'm going to try bridging and or digging to kind of start things off over here. And we'll see how that goes. And then I might change my tune in a little while. And let's try to place a little bit of light kind of above our head over here, with the expectation that if we have to travel this path again, we'll be a little less likely to end up with mobs spawning above our head. But yeah, the fact that I hear so many skeletons makes me think there is a spawner of some sort here, or maybe it's just the same skeleton that I'm hearing over and over again. But he's definitely... Oh, I see him. Okay, so I bet you there's a skeleton spawner through here somewhere. So I don't want to do a ton of digging right now, but we will try to dig down to where I think the spawner might be. just because in another of Render's maps, Calamity Canyon, he had kind of spider webs in areas with end stone like he's had around here, and it was a place to kind of hide spawners. Maybe not though. Looks like we're going to get a little bit of a better, or at least different, look around the map over here though. Oh gosh, it's definitely void. There's a tower out there that looks interesting. There's some kind of crazy thing. Oh my gosh, going up to like a giant sphere over there. And there's definitely something over there, so I'm still going to go in this direction. And I'm going to try to... do I have materials to make myself a shovel? I do. So I might end up doing that. Here's our first bit of endstone, though. Let's actually dig through some of the endstone and see if there might be a spawner in the structure anywhere. Perhaps not, but at least it's a block that I can dig through very consistently. I hear Enderman, but I hear Enderman everywhere on this map. I want to get over there. All right, I am getting closer. I don't really like the digging and bridging, but I don't really have a better idea right now. And yeah, I'm not sure. I did go back and look at the previous episode, my own video of it, to see if there was some obvious path. And I didn't see one. It's quite possible that there was signposting that I somehow missed, because that has been known to happen. I'm very good at not seeing things. But yeah, since I didn't find a way to go, I'm just making my own way and not feeling guilty about it. And yeah, Ender Pearl, I can definitely imagine using an Ender Pearl at some point. But I want to have a clearer idea of exactly where I'm going before I break out the Ender Pearls. All right, so here's another way back out. So let's take another peek. And we can also get a little bit of a better sense of what's above us, perhaps. Just some kind of giant spider dungeon-y thing, I think. All right, so there's knockback 2. Hadn't had a chance to use this sword up close against somebody. There's something very bright and glowy there. It might even be like a... it almost looks kind of square enough to be a music disc, but you wouldn't put a music disc there. That just doesn't make any sense. But there's something important there because it's very bright. And we are getting closer to the path. And let's knock out a couple of these. I can see this area a bit better. So in the previous area, there was one thing of lava that came down, and that was marking actually right where the objective was. I don't think that's necessarily what we're seeing over here. But I do note the lava coming down from the ceilings. There's just the one lava stream. And it really doesn't look like there's a whole lot over here. I might just try bridging across. Because I don't see any mobs or spawners. And if I were to fall, it doesn't seem like there's a ton of immediate threats. Another reason not to use an Ender Pearl too early in this area is I just want to make sure that if I do somehow get myself into trouble and end up taking a death, that I'll be able to get back to my death totem pretty reliably. And so Ender Pearls and reliability don't necessarily go together. Not exactly sure what I'm seeing there. I probably could Ender Pearl to there from here. It still feels a little dodgy, and it looks like there's another place that I could go across. So let's go across. Oops. My fingers slipped on the keyboard and I was pressing the wrong keys. Let's go across like this, and let's try to be careful not to look at the Enderman. I'm going to bridge diagonally like this. I hear a creeper's footsteps possibly, or it might have just been the Enderman. Bridging diagonally so that my mouse cursor never goes into the bare air and gives me any possibilities of looking at the Enderman. And let's do this. And what do we have here? Yeah, just more spider web below this nonsense. Like, I could also imagine, like, there's probably some kind of loot up here, but it's not necessarily even a dungeon. Like, that's the type of thing that Render does on a weekend just because he's feeling artistic and wants to set a mood. So, looks big and ridiculous and like it could be a place, but it might also be nothing. Might just be Render showing off. Oops, did it again. Not sure why I'm doing that today. All right, but we're making progress, I think. Okay, there's some kind of crazy sphere over there. Doesn't Render know you can't make spheres in Minecraft? Let's do this. I think I prefer to get back through the wall for just a little while longer. And then I think we'll possibly be able to just stay over land and not have to use any ender pearls at all. And I think that's just kind of random gravel. But let's do this in case there's more stack of random gravel here. Yeah. Okay. And then from here, I think I'm almost getting to the point where I'm going to get a good view of a way to get down to solid ground. Yeah, we are almost on ground here. Okay, let's go just a tiny bit further. Off to a slow start. And yeah, I didn't actually rewatch the previous episode like in real time for pace. I felt like the previous episode was kind of going slowly at points as well. I'm not sure if that's actually the case or not though. This is definitely slow, which is why I did so much of the digging off camera. Not even Twitch got a chance to see me do all the digging, just because I knew it would be so boring. Okay, so that looks like it might hook up to a rail line, maybe. So I definitely want to check that out. There's definitely like the beginning of the path here. So I think we're on to something. So the question is the aforementioned something related to intersection 4? That, oops. Wow. Okay, so there's a spawner over there, and somebody who I did not see shot spider webs at me. And I do have to confess, okay, there's some kind of, okay. So there's a spider guy there who shoots webs. I do have to confess that I suspected that this mechanic was going to come up because I was... Oh, really? Silly spiders who can always hit you through the floor. This guy is a tank. Okay, managed to kill one. So I need to get over there faster. Let's imagine he might deal a bunch of melee damage too. But let's go ahead and do this. Okay, and also I'm standing on gravel, which is no good, so let's stand off the gravel when we break it. Okay. I was helping somebody optimize the data pack in an early version of this map, and so I was looking through the data pack, and I saw something about spiders shooting webs, just like in some of the comments, but I didn't look too closely at it. But yeah, apparently those spiders can shoot webs at the player, which is pretty cool. Just kind of offhand, I'm not sure how Render did that. Like, I'm sure if I thought about it, I could come up with some ways to implement that. But that's something I have not seen in, CTM, Minecraft map before. So that's a pretty cool, unique mechanic. All right, so we have a path that goes a bunch of different directions here, but I feel like back in this direction is where the intersection might be, and this... I don't know that this actually looks like it's going into a rail line now, like I originally vaguely suspected before. I feel like this is just climbing up towards what's going to be the spider webs that we've been seeing all along the ceiling. So I'm going to go a little bit farther up, but probably reverse course here shortly. Yeah, I hear some things above my head, and that doesn't look like where I needed to go. Okay, so we got to look at something. So yeah, maybe there's an objective up there. So let's try going near the path, not quite on the path since it's made of gravel, and we always worry about traps. That was just an Enderman over there, okay. All right, who's shooting? Let's actually deal with you first. Great. Yeah, the Omega Ripper seems pretty good. I'm not unhappy with it so far. And I think the enemies that we've seen so far have just been like normal natural spawns. Maybe there was a spawner for some of those guys that I didn't see. So, okay, just backing up and thinking about this big picture. There's a spider web above me. There's a giant sphere off to the right. There's this thing, and there's kind of paths going out. So maybe intersection 4 is actually underneath the lava stream that I'm looking at right here. Hey, pizza. I think that might be reasonable. So let's head to the lava stream and see if intersection 4 is somehow right there. Because, once again, the primary goal is to find intersection 4. And when I saw a path, I was like, the path, probably one of the ends of it is going to lead to the intersection. That's assuming there is an intersection 4. Obviously, there was another direction that a rail line could come out of the main hub back at the ritual grounds. So one presumes that it would lead to an intersection 4. But yeah, it's not always the case that such presumptions or guesses are going to be correct. This area looks pretty cool. Guess I'll just stay on the path. I'm trying to just keep an eye out for other possible surprises and threats. But it's pretty well lit. This seems actually, you know, not quite peaceful. It's pretty bright here. I'm not sure that it's bright enough that I wouldn't see any mobs, so I'm going to hit F3. Yeah, we're in Biome the Void. That's what I thought. So there's no natural mob spawns here. I was pretty sure we would have seen at least one zombie or somebody if we had been in a different biome. So I guess I really don't need to add these torches. Oh, and I hear a... okay, that's a good sign. Look at what we found. Hello, hello. Your house is a little bit broken down, but I guess we're in the void, so it's probably okay. Alchemist. He sells all the same stuff for all the same prices as the previous alchemist, I think. So you're not particularly useful. It was nice meeting you. I'll be moving on. Intersection 4. Oh, thank God. Okay, so obviously if we walk on the redstone, walking on redstone causes the redstone to light up. That would cause a block update, which will cause all of this gravel to fall and something to happen. I wonder how much of the path it would actually knock out. That's another reason that we are currently in Biome the Void, because if we were in a different biome, then a monster might spawn on it, run over the redstone, and trigger this trap prematurely. So that's another reason, in addition to the fact that it's an intersection, that Render has chosen to use the Void biome here. So let's try this. That's safe. Let's try this. That's safe. Let's try this. Now you have me intrigued. I get it. The top layer is fine because it's 2 gravel thick, but under the redstone it's going to be 1 gravel thick, and then the bottom one's going to fall, and then they're all going to fall. So let's go ahead and set it off prematurely. Or Render has had an amazing talent. Okay, something did just drop there. Pretty sure I saw something drop there. Render's had an amazing talent for steering the player wrong when it comes to... Oh, hello! Interesting. I do have some netherite, and I do have money. And you can turn money into more netherite. Oh, interesting. Unbreaking 3, Feather Falling 4, Power 4, Efficiency 4. Protection 4, Sharpness 4. Okay. This guy is actually useful. Okay, we found a useful merchant dude, guy. Villager? Villager. And he looks like a pirate. He's got a, I don't know, I know that the villagers now have different professions, and so they all have like different looks to their player model or whatever. I don't know much about them, so I don't know if that's a custom texture that Render has done or what's going on there exactly. Okay, so what happened here? I want to know, and I'm still not going to stand on any of your silly blocks. Oh, there's a ladder down. Or is it a sign? One of the two. Let's do this. It's a ladder. Okay. Where is it going down to? It's going down to a place. Do I trust the place? Not really. I'm going anyway. A teleporter, of course! Because we're nowhere near where intersection 4 could be. Also, I think this is just to look cool, and it's not any type of puzzle or pattern or anything. Okay, that was a huge lag spike teleport thingy. Press button for shortcut. Kablam! We found it! And we got more rail stuff and more blocks. Thank you for the blocks. Oh, thank God. Should I hook up this rail line? It's totally worth it, right? Okay. Well, I had a goal and I accomplished my goal. So that is already a great start to the episode, even if it's been a slow start to the episode. So let's be happy about that. These are things I want to throw out. And, right, the string I got from Cobwebs. I was like, I thought I turned off spider string. But no. That is not what we're seeing. Can I fit the spider string in here, though? Yeah, I can, so I'll do that. Endstone apparently doesn't fit in there. Gravel and cobblestone can go in here, and endstone could go in here for right now. And then I do want to grab another stack of bricks. Hooray! Exactly. That is the correct sentiment at this moment in time. Button can go back. All right. Flints will still fit in here. And then, other than needing to craft some more, torches. Yeah, I'd be ready to go again. Okay, so let's see. Where are we? We're like 20 minutes into an episode. We can keep exploring then. Great. I'm surprised. Am I surprised? Like, I guess Render needed a teleporter just because of the distance and the size of the areas and everything. Yeah, I was kind of saying that I'm surprised that he didn't somehow make it a rail line, but okay. So this is the castle that we saw from the other castle that we conquered. Its name is Cathedral of the Shadows. This is like a giant spiky something and a bunch of spheres. The Domes of Doom. This is a giant sphere horrible thing with a very broken bony staircase on the way up. Nova Arcanium. That sounds like it's going to be the last area. And the Great Web. Okay, so the Great Web is where we just came from. And so apparently that is indeed an area that has an objective in it. And yeah, and I guess basically you just see this area from over there. I really do wonder if there was another pathway, another way to see how to get here that was better than the one that I chose. But at least I chose one that seemed to work. So, given that I feel like since the title of the map is Nova Arcana and this is the Nova Arcanium and it looks gigantic, I feel like that's the last area. So I'm going to imagine last area, penultimate, antepenultimate, and the Great Web is the first of these 4 that we should be tackling. And we've already seen a tiny bit of the Great Web. So I think let's go back there. Yeah, and we'll kind of start things off over in that direction. Are there any things that I need to purchase right now? No, but let's remember that this guy is here and that we could make some netherite stuff if I really wanted to. But I feel good about the armor and weapons that I have right now. Okay. And I have the bow on me in case I decide I hate the Omega Ripper, but it seems to be doing okay for me for the moment. Okay. So, that looks really cool, but you have to wonder if there's going to be like a gas spawner in one of these towers that's going to be shooting at you, and you have to wonder if it's made of bone blocks, which I think do not have very much blast resistance. Oh, there was a sign over here. I'm really sorry if you have arachnophobia, not really. All right. Sorry, not sorry. Got it. I'm getting a little bit of frame issues here. I guess it's just because there's so much to render around here. We'll see if it keeps up. Okay, well, I know there's the staircase right up there. That appears to be the fun path, the entrance. So let's take it. And we'll try to at least make a little bit of headway into an actual area in this episode. Okay. Okay, so he just spawned from that building there, and he just ran past me, so I'll run past him. Okay, there's blazes as well. If the trident misses, it's going to take a long time to return, isn't it? Also, where'd it go? There it is. Alright, I'm just spawning more blazes. This is the wrong way to do things. Correct way to do things is to get poisoned. And, okay. That's not the blaze spawner, and I'm on fire. Let's do that. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do that. I see the blaze spawner, it's right there. We spawned too many blazes for the moment. I got rid of the cave spiders. Is there a different direction that I could go for a moment here? It looks like there might be something over in this direction. So let's just see if some of those blazes want to fall into the void, while we do a little bit of other exploring in other various directions. Oh boy. Didn't see that coming. Good job, Render. You successfully pulled out the surprise Brian with creepers riding cave spiders. I'm not going to have nightmares about that. Okay. Let's eat a golden apple. And let's also go ahead and get out some rabbit stew. Rabbit stew, you know what to do. Okay. Feeling good once again. Where did they spawn from? I did not notice. And they're able to move very fast over rough terrain. So unless I actually see them spawn, they might come at me very quickly. I did hear them take fall damage there, so it does sound like they're spawning from somewhere above. I can easily imagine it being like, oh, I see it. No need to imagine. Just use the eyeballs. Okay, so they were hanging down from one of these. And the good news is there's only 400 of these hanging down. So if I carefully inspect each of the 400, I'll have no trouble at all finding all the spawners. That's sarcasm for those who are not paying close enough attention. Okay, we're already learning about what to expect from this area. Let's try to use our eyeballs. There's diamonds over there. Last time we saw diamonds, there were super creepers. Some people were upset that I wasn't getting 2 diamonds out of a treasure chest in the previous area. And this is the reason that I wasn't worried about 2 diamonds in a treasure chest in the previous area. It seems like Render is not going to be chintzy with the diamonds because now there's another tier of gear. We've an alchemist, I don't remember what his name was, who does netherite stuff. Okay, creeper, tell me about yourself. Did you come from a spawner, or did you just naturally spawn? Spider over there, and I'm spawning. Oh, it's a spider jockey, maybe? Or no, it's a witch. Hold on. Okay. Spawner is still going. It is a spider jockey. The Omega Ripper does not suck. How far away am I spawning that thing? Okay, I'm far enough away. So let's try to get rid of the witch, who does not see me. This thing flies relatively straight, which is pretty cool. But I'm not sure. I think the witch might have to get closer to me because the witch is going to heal up in between hits. And this thing has a little bit of recoil time to like deal damage. Not too worried about the damage that she's dealing me. Okay. Yeah, that'll work fine. And the poison just wore off, so we can just heal up. Okay. Let's see if I can get over here. Seems like it might be safe enough, quote unquote. I am definitely still worried. Okay, you were just a witch spawner, apparently. Okay, that's fine. Definitely still worried about the possibilities of creepers running up on cave spiders behind me, because that is something that could definitely cause trouble. Just that all of a sudden there's an explosion right next to you. In the previous episode, was it the previous episode or 2 episodes ago? I don't remember. But there was a time when a creeper was like almost inside of me, and I have very good armor. But the one thing that could kill me, I think, is a point-blank creeper explosion. So I definitely want to avoid that happening. Yeah, I think this thing is not very good against witches, is the long and the short of it. Also, I think I might have just missed on that one, and now she's probably going to be all healed up. Okay, so let's go ahead and switch to this then. It says like power 4 or something. Alright, we did get hit by that. But I can go ahead and pick up a soul while I do that. And this bow does have mending, so if I try to hold the bow when I break spawners or different things, we should be able to mend this bow, and it'll work pretty well. And clearly there's a spawner right over here. So let's find said spawner. I see it. Alright, and then I'm going to break and then switch to the bow. And I'm not sure if it actually collected any of the experience or not. Let's see. Okay, it's become relatively quiet, so I just want to look around again. Very cool area. There's obviously one of these towery kind of buildings over here. Light coming from kind of all of these end stony areas. None of them particularly stand out, although the one that I'm directly under looks rather large. Let me try to back up and see it from a different angle. See if that's actually the case. Also, bottles of enchanting are good things. So let's carry those. The witches also drop some kind of potions. I definitely don't need the string. Strength potion, that would be a good thing to have. So that thing that I saw, I think it's dark, possibly. And if it's dark, then I don't think it's going to be the objective. There's presumably a gas spawner inside those ender light thingies, since that's what we saw in the previous area. And it does like the path branches downwards over here. Yeah, and usually prefer to go up rather than down. Today I'm in a mood to try going down in this direction and see what kind of trouble we get ourselves into. Not sure who I'm looking at over here, but I do know who I'm hearing over here. It's a baby zombie, who I do not see, so I'm guessing he is trapped inside a million cobwebs, so he probably won't be a threat for a little while. And there are enough cobwebs that even if the spawners are just kind of like behind cobwebs, I'm not sure that I will see them. So that is a thing to be wary of. Okay, so I gotta keep an eye on the durability of the prankster. And who's on me right now? Oh, it's just the poison from the cave spider. Got it. And is there one block of soul sand right here? And if so, why? It might just be anticipation of the fact that we're going to start seeing some soul sand in the area coming up, which is going to be dangerous. Not sure how to read that. The blazes from here, I think I could take out with this guy, so let's try using the Omega Ripper. Since I can two-shot a bunch of guys. And I wouldn't mind... Hey. Wouldn't mind... Okay, I see now where the spider is spawning from, roughly. Somewhere over here. Yeah, I said roughly, but that's the end of it. Also, what? Oh, got it. My inventory filled up. I have never experienced a Trident with loyalty trying to come back to a player with full inventory. But that's what we just saw. Trident was just flying around me in circles, trying to find its way back to me, but I didn't have the inventory slot to pick it up because I picked up string. So that was a little confusing, but we figured it out. I'm going to switch back to this and try to use it to pick up some of the experience over here. Ah, darn it. I keep switching. Thingies. Where was the... There it is. Alright, blaze spawner taken down. No sign of another spawner here. It does look like there's some kind of bridgey pathway above me that might be good to get to. But for the moment, we're just kind of on a path. So let's continue on said path. Venom Recluse, we've seen this guy before. He drops a poison potion. Yeah, like that. I need to heal. So let's do said healing. And there you are. I got it. Thank you. Alright, so that poison potion should be dissipating momentarily. Let's make sure we have torches ready to go. And the spawner was straight ahead, and I think it's already spawned, guys, and I don't know if there's anybody else coming right now. Let's run over there. I'm still trying to be extremely wary of the gravel for reasons. I heard the creeper, which is the reason I ran back rather than went on ahead to try to take out the spawner. Okay. So, yeah, I have a sword with knockback, but the problem is if I hit the creeper, then I don't knock the pair of entities back. Yeah. So I could go for the spider, but then that leaves the creeper kind of like still alive for longer, so trade-offs. Oh, wait. Did you just come off of here? I'm not sure where he just came from. That worries me. If I had the Infernizer, I could break the spawner. Oh, I see. Alright, well, let's do that. I was going to say, if I had the Infernizer, I could use it to cause the creeper to explode and blow up that spawner from a distance, which would have been fun, but not really necessary. Alright, took a bunch of poison damage there, but we're still making progress. And yeah, I think we'll just do a normal heal. Okay. And the prankster, I think it is starting to mend a little bit. So that's good. Okay. Is there anything down in there that I need to worry about? Yes. So presumably spider spawners in there, we can then creep back up. I don't have TNT on me right now, so I don't have a good way to blow up the spawners that are down there. So what if I just try to avoid that area for the moment? I could also cover it over with blocks, but that seems kind of like a waste. I'm probably even spawning it from out here, so it's just going to cause more problems until I fix the problem. So perhaps what we need to do is something along these lines. There we go. All right. That's fine. I can't quite reach it. Now I will be able to. Great. There's amethyst down there. Okay, so that makes it extra worth it. That's pretty cool. The creeper is getting suffocated by the spider he's riding. Is the reason you just heard the creeper taking damage there. Yeah, so I can just stand here for a minute. And that creeper will be dead. And I think we've dealt with everything around there. I'm not hurting for the amethyst, but that is 2 full amethyst blocks. That's a lot of money. And we've recently discovered that there are some more things I might want to buy with money. So it's probably worth going to. So I just want to try to make sure the rest of the area is safer than it currently is. So we'll go ahead and get some of the prime spawners to go ahead and spawn their things. And perhaps take a little bit of extra damage. Get stuck in some hunter spider. Okay, so it's a hunter spider who shoots the webs at me. We just learned. Let's heal. And that is actually fairly dangerous. All of a sudden not being able to move when you're expecting that you have a line of retreat, well, at least not being able to move very swiftly, is a substantial drawback. Not to be underappreciated. Okay, there's definitely more soul sand over in this direction. And I hear a spider, so I feel like there's one more spider spawner in range somewhere. Here's one. Don't know if this is the one that we just heard. Let's go ahead and get rid of it. Didn't play that very well. Should have taken the spider spawner out first. Yep, there's another one. Alright, so we're going to get super poisoned. So I've talked about this before, although not in this series, which is once you are poisoned, it definitely behooves you to just not worry about tanking damage for a little while. Like, you can't get more poisoned, like, once you're already poisoned. So once you get poisoned, like, cave spiders are basically not a threat for the next few seconds, because they're not going to deal any more damage to you. I mean, other than, like, the bite damage, but they don't bite all that hard. The threat is typically from the damage over time from poison. So yeah, it's kind of like a nice thing once you get poisoned, especially if you're in some protection armor that's going to kind of buffer the poison damage. Because then basically you just have a little cave spider who's nibbling at your, legs or something, and you don't really care about it. Okay, so unless creeper falls on my head, which I don't think is going to necessarily happen right now, then I think we're okay to get these amethyst blocks. I'm still going to be careful. Do things like that. And let's also do this, just to make sure I have a stair step back out. And let's also make sure that I can pick this up just in case there's some other type of trap that's going to make this go away very quickly. Okay, looks good. I still didn't manage to pick it up though. There we go. 2 amethyst blocks. Great. That's a lot of money. From here, let's take a little bit of a look inside some kind of building thing over here. But at some point I'm going to have to wrap an episode. Okay, so it's like a cathedral with like a bunch of pews in it or something over there, it looked like. This one, did I just skip the doorway to this building? I'm not sure where the doorway to that building is. We'll try to figure it out in a moment. The green I saw is a creeper. It's not an emerald. Would have been a little too easy if there were an emerald right there. Don't think I'm missing. Okay, I see a spawner kind of in the ceiling over there. So since I just saw it, somewhere right here. Yeah, there we go. Let's go ahead and take that spawner out. And who is it that I hear? Oh, it's somebody new. It's a trident guy. Okay. Oh, crap. Okay. Once again, always avoid There we go. Always avoid letting the creeper get super close to you. All right, so we dealt with Trident Guy. I'm not sure if that was his spawner or if it was a creeper spawner that I broke. The new textures in this version very much obscure the model that's inside the spawners and make it, in my opinion, very difficult to see what's inside the spawner box that you're breaking. That one looks like a spider. Alright, so we're just tanking some damage over here. I should really check out my armor and like see how it's holding up. It's made of diamond, so it has a ton of durability, but yeah, we are wearing down a fair bit of the durability nonetheless, because I'm taking a lot of damage. So let's be wary. And I'm gonna try, oops. Ah, more guys. Try to repair some of the bow, some of that experience. All right, so it appears that we have kind of minor buildings with various mobs. There might have been silverfish there. Yeah, there's a silverfish there, I think. So let's be wary of silverfish blocks, which are not super great. And I didn't see the entrance into this building, so I see. I did just miss the entrance. It was over on the side. Is that a block that I care about? I don't know. And I am curious. I'm also curious to know where that guy's spawners was, but... hey, okay. Yeah, I need to find out where your spawner is, because you're a bad dude. But I'll figure it out in a little bit. First, I need to pick up this block and see what it is. It is ancient debris. Ancient debris. Is that something we could trade? I think I'm ready to wrap up for this episode. Let's go back to the trader dude who was at the intersection and see if ancient debris is something that I can trade for. Because I didn't look very carefully and I don't know also just enough about netherite in the vanilla game versus specific stuff that Render has added in this map with his cleverness. This is the way out. Let's go back together. Right, there was a blaze spawner up here that I really wanted to get, and the blaze is a despawn, and so now's my chance to get it. We do need to go a little bit higher. There we go. Okay, blaze spawner down. Hooray for that. So that was a good little side quest. Completed. And I think that's just kind of normal broken stairway. Just to be, you know, it's kind of the ruined area as opposed to hiding some kind of secret over there. You might want to keep that. All right, so it sounds like maybe that is a thing from Minecraft that I just don't know about. But it does seem like, just like Render has chosen for, I don't know, like the first, I don't know, half of the map, I guess. We didn't have an enchanting table, but he did give out books and an anvil. I think, I haven't actually tried it myself. I think the normal way that you combine stuff with netherite and diamond in order to put things together on this thing, the upgrade gear thing, like maybe doesn't work, and so maybe you have to talk to this guy. Okay, ancient debris. What was this called? This is called netherite scraps. Does this have a crafting recipe? Ancient debris. It's called Minecraft ancient debris. Smelt for netherite. Interesting. So you're saying, oh, there's one even in here. Okay, Render. Render does do a good job of inside these merchant places, like he put a recipe like inside a chest, for example, and this is another thing that's basically telling you, okay, here's how you do this thing. All right. I wonder how much it takes to smelt. I guess everything smelts the same way. So let's see what this smelts into. Maybe it will smelt into scraps that I can turn into an ingot. It smelts into scraps that I could turn into an ingot. And I think 4 scraps plus 4 gold bars maybe make an ingot or something. And how many ingots do I need in order to do amazing things. Just one. One netherite ingot allows me to make a bunch of different things. Okay. So that is pretty cool. And we did get some nice money. Neat, neat. All right, so I think that's probably a good place to call it an episode. And I guess I can go back home as we're calling it an episode. So for those on YouTube, I hope as always that you guys are having a great day. And I will see you again soon, where we finally found intersection 4. And I can finally get rid of this awful question mark that I didn't have any idea where to go, now that I know somewhere to go. So that is great. See you guys later.